I positioned myself in front of the camera after pressing record with shaking hands. My heart leapt nervously inside my chest, accompanied by a string of butterflies that began constricting me in ways that were difficult to ignore. Despite the nerves currently coursing through me, threatening to tear me apart, I managed to push through them though, determined to complete what I'd set out to accomplish. "Just do it, Dakota," rang a reassuring voice in my head. "Regardless of whatever the outcome ends up being, it'll surely be worth it. What's the worst that could happen?" With that, I took a few deep breaths, and once I was calm enough, I allowed whatever words that came into my head to spill out of me, while simultaneously keeping my eyes trained on the camera. This is something that's ultimately been difficult for me to say for quite some time now, but I figured that I might as well get this over with, even if you never end up seeing this. So, here it goes. I paused briefly before continuing. "I've liked you for a while, Marvin, and it kills me knowing that you have no idea. Look, I know we've been pretty much inseparable since the day we met, and while I'm well aware that we've built quite the extensive history together throughout these last 10 years, I can't hide from the truth anymore. I can't run from it and act as if it doesn't exist, and I most certainly don't want to continue keeping it from you for longer than I have to, because I know that doing so isn't fair to either of us. As you know, expressing myself is a challenge I've always found rather difficult, and I'll admit, doing so through a screen isn't an easy task. My point is, though, that my crush on you has grown exponentially in the years I've known you. Feel free to perceive this however you wish, Marvin, but while doing so, I hope that you don't take anything I'm saying the wrong way. After all, I wouldn't want our friendship to be thrown away over something I said, but no matter what the outcome is, I'm just glad you've finally learned the truth from me." After saying everything I needed to, I stood up and ended the recording before playing the footage back. The take was as good as it was ever going to get, and after the several disastrous attempts I'd had with filming it previously, I was finally happy with the end result. I had practiced many renditions of the speech inside my head more than once, and I was overjoyed by the prospect of finally getting it right. Besides, practicing the same thing repeatedly was actually helping me convey what I eventually wanted to say to Marvin in person if I ever got the chance to gather my courage and have the talk with him at all, of course, like I've always wanted to. I just wish I knew when the right time was to have such a conversation, because I truly didn't know how much longer I could keep my feelings to myself. But rehearsing it definitely was helping me find the right words to say in the event that he and I did have this conversation. Despite knowing that no one was ever going to see this video though, I had my mind set on reviewing the footage and editing it, just for my own pleasure. So, within the privacy of my bedroom, I proceeded to set to work on doing just that. Surprisingly, the editing process didn't take long at all, and soon enough, I began exporting the finished project to my phone in order to have the video saved within more than one location. God forbid I misplaced my video camera entirely. Oh, how tragic that would be, I thought. But when I was exporting the video, however, I made a huge mistake, because as I was trying to save it to my files, I accidentally shared it with Marvin in the process. And I knew that this was a mistake I unfortunately couldn't turn back from, regardless of how I desperately wanted to. My heart leapt inside my chest again, and I almost had a heart attack. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I frantically tried to undo my mistake, but by that point, it was already too late, because to my horror, the video sent to Marvin. Oh, fuck. What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? As if things couldn't get any worse, shortly afterward, my phone lit up with the following text from him. Did you mean to send this video to me, Dakota? Time seemed to pass by in a blur, because in the preceding moments that followed, I couldn't think straight. God damn it, I thought, as if things couldn't get any worse. I was just having the shittiest of luck. It was over now. What was I to do? What would Marvin think when he actually previewed the video for himself? As my mind began envisioning a series of horrendous scenarios over what could possibly happen next, I was quickly pulled out of my negative thought spiral upon receiving another text from Marvin, which ultimately threw me for one hell of a surprise. I thought I'd film a response of my own. Hope you enjoy. Attachment 1 video. My heart continued leaping inside my chest as my thumb hovered over my phone screen, trembling severely. I hesitated for a moment before pressing play, but upon doing so, I was greeted by a surprise I was ultimately unprepared for, and it was one in which would ultimately be the highlight of this entire debacle. In the video Marvin sent, he sat nervously on his bed, staring directly into the camera, similarly to how I'd filmed mine only a short while ago. He was silent at first, but then he broke it with an opening line I never thought I'd hear him say. I like you too, Dakota.